Healthy Rebel Radio is sponsored by the Healthy Rebel app. 300 plus secretly healthy, delicious, mouth-watering dessert and treat recipes made with all-natural, whole food ingredients. Now available for download on the App Store and Google Play. Find out more details at healthyrebel.com.
Welcome to Healthy Rebel Radio. I'm your host, Dr. David Dazer. I'm here with my Dami Health Healthy Rebel co-founder, Amy Layne. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just a few quick health and wellness stories to review today. Today's show is all about controversy.
Ooh,
scandal.
Spicy.
Yeah. We're not very good with controversy. I mean, that's not really our thing.
No, but I always seem to end up in it.
This first one's about Warren Buffett. Why not?
Doesn't seem to go.
Why not?
Sweet little Warren Buffett and controversy.
I know.
Let's hear it.
Warren Buffett is the world's most well-known investor. Extremely successful investor, but he's heavily invested in Coca Cola.
Sidebar, he's also adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he seems like an adorable human.
He's so cool. There's this interview with him and Jay-Z. Remember that?
Yeah, that was adorable.
Oh, my gosh. It's amazing.
He's just very cute. Anyway, continue.
So he's a major investor in Coca-Cola. He loves Coca-Cola. His best friend actually... Well, not his best friend, but one of his close friends just passed away, who was a former president of Coca-Cola, I guess.
Okay.
Anyhow, the interview that's all over the media today is about his diet, and the main quote is that I want to read you some of the quotes that he gives.
Okay.
This is to Fortune magazine. His secret to staying young. Mm-hmm. He says, "I eat like a 6-year-old." He said he looked up the stats. And the best chance of survival is among 6-year-olds.
Oh my gosh!
I checked I checked the tables, and the lowest death rate is among 6-year-olds. So I decided to eat like a 6-year-old.
Well, that's really silly.
And this is a reputable site here. This is a real quote.
That's a sin.
Anyhow, he says he has so many good quotes in this article. I'm 1/4 Coca-Cola. He drinks 5 Coca-Colas a day. And another article I was reading was some other quotes about him saying if he ate broccoli and drank water instead of drinking Coca-Cola, he doesn't think that his health would be any different. And this is a common misconception.
Right, but I don't find it surprising at all. I think he's a man that probably grew up with some effects of the Depression. And during that time, it was all about Coca-Cola, convenience foods, packaged foods, preserved foods, TV dinners, canned stuff. That's when all this stuff was, and cheap, and,
right.
So I don't find any of that shocking. There wasn't much education about the correlation between health and well-being and eating. Think about your grandparents before they, were educated somewhat into today.
For sure.
Back in the day, it was all about, especially if you know anyone that's gone through the Depression, or the residual of that. Like my dad was definitely a child raised in the Depression era, or the after effects of the Depression era. So I don't find it surprising at all. He didn't get into health and wellness till he was older, but there was still the remnants there of cheap survival foods.
Yeah.
He had to overcome that to kind of become educated in today. But I don't find this surprising at all. I think it's funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I think it also speaks to, there are so many people that are so gifted and we would call geniuses in certain areas that a whole nother area of their life isn't evolved. Right. So, we see a lot of, billionaires that are wildly successful in one area and then they can't hold a relationship. And this doesn't surprise me at all. He's obviously hasn't had any major health issues, so it's really hard to educate people that have never had an issue because it's kind of like they have never been affected.
It's true. He feels like he's in a situation. A lot of people get into this situation where they feel like diet has no effect on them.
Right, and there's no point in arguing with this sweet older man.
No.
He can do his thing. What's interesting is if we put him on a healthy regimen, it'd be interesting to see if maybe he'd be even sharper. Maybe he'd be even smarter. He'd feel more energetic. He'd feel better. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes people don't even know they feel bad. Like, usually crisis is what pulls it. Like, pain will pull us until inspiration pushes us. So a lot of people will have a horrible thing happen, bottom out, and then realize, oh, I need to change. But these types of people that just kind of make it,
I know.
What's the motivation to change? I'm fine.
For sure. I mean, he's eating potato sticks for breakfast with a can of Coke. Why not?
Stop it.
Yeah. This is at his desk. He has Coke and potato sticks, and at home he treats himself to cherry Coke. And then before the interview, he said, "This morning I had a bowl of chocolate chip ice cream. That's what he had for breakfast."
I can't.
He's funny.
I can't.
This is the safest course he can take.
I think that's adorable.
But it's the same conversation we had when we did the Keanu episode.
Yeah.
You know, like this is, you know, you're
right,
in the public eye.
The one thing that was different with the Keanu thing is
it wasn't funny.
Well, the quote was also, first of all, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. But the quote was Keanu telling people to just go out and do what, like, he was dictating.
Right. And we don't even know if it was real.
No, I don't. But if it was real, in focusing on that, that's
the difference.
That's not okay. That's abusing your power. He is lightheartedly saying, I'm doing these things.
I'm going to eat like this
This
forever.
is what I'm going to do. Leave me alone.
I'm 1/4 Coca Cola.
Everyone deal with it. So
some of the people who are invested in Berkshire Hathaway, which is the company that he owns, which is an owner of Coca Cola, feel like it's unethical for him to buy so much Coca Cola stock.
Because he's talking about it?
No, because it's unhealthy.
Yeah, but since when all the biggest families in America are like owners of tobacco, weapons, alcohol, I mean, Coca Cola, like, why would we single him out? I mean, the whole system needs a revolution. We all need to start casting our dollars and our attention towards things that are healthy and good and positive. That's on us. Really. It is. You know.
Right, but I suppose him talking about how it's not affecting him negatively could be some sort of conflict of interest.
Sure. But whatever.
This is
you know what
great.
I mean?
Drink it all day long.
But it's no different than the owners of Lululemon saying that yoga has dramatically increased their, you know, sex lives, and it's enabled them to feel sexy and, like, you know, whatever. It's no different.
Yeah, that's true.
And everybody kind of does it. You know, Jessica Alba talking about how using chemical-free products on her kids is not only, you know, improved their well-being and whatever, it's eased her sense of mind as a mother, and she can sleep comfortably at night. They all do it.
Right, but those are so much more positive than research-based things like...
All I'm saying is, but he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong.
No, for sure. I mean, he also owns Kentucky Fried Chicken and Orange Julius, so...
He gives zero hoots.
He does not care. Well, I heard a quote from him once that said, I'm going to buy these companies because... Or wait, was it Kentucky Fried Chicken or Dairy Queen?
Dairy Queen.
It's Dairy Queen. So I'm going to buy Dairy Queen because ice cream is going to be around forever.
Right. So it's like what you say to me a lot when I get into the whole thing of how could someone do something ethically, whatever, and you tell me that people just shut down a part of their brain. And, like, I think it's way worse about these people that are invested in mass weapons. That when I learned that, it blew my mind that you could be on your yacht and, you know, laughing and giggling with your family knowing that you're making money off that. You know what I mean? Like, I was shocked that was a thing. Shocked.
Me too. I mean, I for some reason it hadn't really come into my brain.
I don't know why I never thought of private owners or investors in that. I just never considered it. It just
feels like, oh, that's probably government thing.
It's like one of those things you don't look into.
Yeah.
And there's a reason, because it disturbs you when you finally find out. So, I mean, I don't think it's great, Warren.
No, don't drink 5 cans of Coca-Cola per day.
But
don't do it.
The reason that it doesn't tick me off is he's not dictating directly for people.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
And I feel like this generation is pretty smart and educated just with well-being. But the other thing is too is I can see where he grew up and how that would be his mindset.
Yeah,
so it's just not offensive.
Yeah.
Like my nan had squeezed cheese. What is squeezed cheese? It was cheese in a squeezy tube. What was it? I still to this day, my sister and I will be just in a conversation. We'll be like, "That's the squeezed cheese. Like, why do we never just turn it over and see what is this thing?" Like, you know what I mean?
What are we consuming?
She got it every week.
Oh yeah, why not?
Squeezed cheese.
Why not?
Necessity.
I mean, we talk about it all the time when we're in the grocery store about the cookie.
Yeah.
The cookie boxes that we had at our grandparents' house.
Yeah, it reminds me of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because my grandmother had a drawer and there was like 6 different varieties of those boxed cookies that last forever.
Yes. Processed foods were in.
Yeah, they were so cool.
That's what you did.
Right. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Boring. Come
yeah,
on,
I mean,
man.
it'd be really nice to see these people do some healthy, you know, investing in things that were good for the environment, good for humans' well-being, good for animal welfare. That'd be amazing. But that's why this generation is there, and that's why we do what we do. And no, we don't have Warren Buffett billions, but like we just have to keep marching on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And chips will fall where they may. Literally.
Potato chips?
Get that joke?
Yeah, I got it. I like it. The second story today is about another one about advertising. Some more controversy coming up. It was a simple study that was done assessing how teenagers are reacting to alcohol commercials. Mm. And what was found in this one study was that when these ad placements were so entertaining like they have been for the last couple of years, it's influencing teenagers drinking earlier, it's influencing their choices in alcohol, and it's very clear that there is a shift with potential younger drinking, and it's related to the brands that are advertising so much. Now, the tobacco advertising on television was restricted a long time ago, but we have no restrictions in place for alcohol advertising. Mm-hmm. And the conversation is, because we're seeing these shifts and we can tell what types of alcohol are being purchased, so we know it's related to the commercials, should we be restricting the commercials just like we did for tobacco? Mm. And I mean, we've got a first-hand example of this, but it's not with regards to alcohol. It's with regards to male products. Oh, I mean, our nephews are. It's when it comes to Axe and Old Spice and all these guys. When you see these commercials, they're hilarious.
They're hilarious. Well, the Old Spice ones are funny. Mm-hmm. And then the Axe ones are, this is how you get beautiful women and are cool and have abs. And
this is what you do.
This is what you do.
Yeah.
And my nephews are completely brainwashed by this. They live in a high natural home. My sister only uses, natural products, natural cleaning products, feeds them.
Everything.
Just a whole food, natural-based diet. And these children keep sneaking around and getting Axe deodorant. And she keeps finding it. They have a fight. And then it gets thrown out. And then it swells up again in about another 3 weeks. And the saddest part is it's, it's because they're being told via their favorite media and their favorite people. Their favorite athletes are sponsored. Mm-hmm. They're being told, this is how you're cool. This is how the ladies like you.
This is what you do.
And it's directly, it breaks my heart. Because, you don't want, those chemicals under those little underarms and absorbing those things. And, my sister said, it drives her crazy. She doesn't know how to handle it because it makes her angry. Mm. And, these children can't understand why she's so mad about this stupid deodorant or body wash. It's so hard, and she's in a situation where a grandparent keeps buying it, and she's had the conversation with the grandparent continually, but they just don't get it, because again, it's a generational thing, and these kids want these things, and they get them, and then it sucks so bad. We're in a constant thing of trying to find cool natural deodorants to try to trick them. I think I found one brand now. I'm going to see how it goes, and if we do, I'll write about it. If this one lands, we're not going to tell them this one's natural.
No.
Because this one is branded like a man brand, and
right.
it smells really manly.
But they don't have the commercials. This is the conversation.
I know.
This is what I'm saying.
I need a woman in a bikini to be like, this is cool. This is
and it
cool.
can't be you.
Can't be me. Can't be me.
They pretty much think that Amy's their sister, so...
No, yeah, they think they're very confused about... They think I'm their sibling.
Yeah, unsure if you're an adult yet.
They're very confused.
This pregnancy is really throwing things.
Really throwing them off. They're just like, what the...
The last question was, what was it about your body?
So do you... Oh, my my nephew doesn't... One of my nephews, the youngest, he doesn't feel that my belly is big enough, so... just yet. He did. So he called the other day, and he kind of threateningly ended the conversation. He was asking me questions. They call, at least once a week and have real questions about pregnancy and asking if I'm nervous about the baby leaving my body. And I think it's really endearing. Like because they think I'm like a sibling, and they're confused why I'm going through this. And anyway, at the end of the conversation, he's so sweet. He goes, well, he said, you can always tell when someone's pregnant. And I said, well, okay. He said, yeah, you can just tell by the look of them, you can always tell. And he said it in such a way that it was threatening, like, if you're faking this pregnancy, I'll be on to it. So, so every time I have 10. He's 10. He's hilarious. He's the funniest person.
Or 11, maybe.
No, he's 11 now.
Yeah.
He's the funniest person I know. So every time I have a huge meal or get out of the tub and my belly's expanded, I take as many photos as possible and send them to my sister and I'm like, please show him, like...
this is happening.
I'm trying to prove it to him. He said to the last photo I sent, he's like, oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, there it is.
But it's not verified yet. Like, he's so
still
funny.
Suspicious.
You can always tell. Like, what? Are you threatening me?
Yeah. And the point is, we're still not sure if you're an adult.
No.
No.
It's not clear.
I don't know. I just feel like there's got to be some type of restriction. It's really tricky because alcohol is a different situation. You know, I mean...
I feel like there doesn't have to be, say, a restriction, but there should be guidelines that need to be followed. Like, there shouldn't be alcohol, chemical-based pop stuff. I don't think any of that stuff should be advertised, like, before 11 p.m., maybe.
Okay, so do the nighttime restriction in terms of advertising.
And only with adult
It's going to happen anyways, because they're going to be online. That will never be restricted. So,
and the biggest problem is like their Instagram stars that they like and their YouTube stars, they're all now getting sponsored by these companies.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really annoying. Like,
with the alcohol, the commercials are usually about this is how you have a good time. Like, this is how you have fun.
It's the only way to have a good time.
It's the only way.
Yeah, your night is boring and then all of a sudden it gets great.
Right.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah, and it's strange because, smoking causes cancer, alcohol in the same category. Mm-hmm. The yearly death rate of alcohol abuse is significant.
Yeah.
But we restrict cigarette advertising and not alcohol. So it's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see. That's all I have for today. That's Healthy Rebel Radio. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.
See you.
Healthy Rebel Radio is presented by the online health and wellness center, DamiHealth.com. Since 2009, Amy Layne has successfully coached thousands of women through her signature program, the Bikini Body Program. Join today to work exclusively with Amy to unveil your greatest yet to be from the inside out. Go to DamiHealth.com for more information.
Thank you for listening to Healthy Rebel Radio. Please connect with us on our community pages on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, all at the handle @DamiHealth. For weekly recipes, articles, and all our episodes straight to your inbox, join our newsletter at damihealth.com. You can find all the links discussed in today's episode in the show notes. Thank you for joining us and see you tomorrow.